It was the year 2035, where there was one night where the fully grown Adrian was asked the biggest question of his life from one of his two children. Alright, children, time to go to sleep. You know you guys got school in the morning.
Hey, Dad, before you leave, can I ask you something?
Alright, mijo, make it quick.
What happened on March 14th, 2025?
And that is where the fully grown Adrian hit him the most. The biggest question of his life. Well, mijo, I'll tell you this. There is a man by the name of Jordan Terrell Carter, one of the biggest artists of our generation. And he had dropped one of the most revolutionary albums, I Am Music. Ladies and gentlemen, it has finally arrived. Now, I know I'm a little bit late on this video. Not that late. It's only been like 2 days ever since the release of I Am Music. It's crazy to me how we waited 5 years for this album to drop. Now, we have the good and the bad about the album. So, I want to start off with the good. Actually, no. How about we start off with the bad first? Because I feel like this will make sense once I say everything about the good stuff. It's March 13th. Now, you guys may know in the United States, we receive our music like an hour before the day arrives. An hour or two before the day arrives. Depending on where you are situated, that is when the album drops. I'm up all night, right? I'm on my bed, I'm laying down, I'm waiting. I'm watching Kai Cenat, actually. I'm watching Kai Cenat, Young Dabo, and I think I'm still Dante. Them waiting on the album as well. So, there was a lot of big streamers that were streaming that night because of this album, and there were so many people waiting on this night for the album to drop itself. Now, the bad thing about this is that Carti delayed the album by like 5 hours. As soon as that clock hit 11, I immediately refreshed my page. Everybody was refreshing their page. The streamers were refreshing their page, and I'm refreshing my page. See what I got on my end, right? And then we received the most obvious Carti move. He hit us with a different time zone. He said I Am Music was going to drop 12 a.m. PST. Pacific Standard Time. It was supposed to drop 12 a.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. Not only did he say a different time zone, but he also had dropped the track list for the album. Now, of course, everybody wanted to still stay up and wait another hour for Carti to drop, right? Still nothing. Still nothing. So, what move did I make when he did not drop? I went to sleep just like other people did on that day, hoping that it would drop in the morning. I come to wake up. Kai Cenat is still streaming and no album. I woke up at around 5 o'clock in the morning and I had received nothing. Nothing. And then it hit 6:30. All of a sudden, Kai Cenat's chat is saying it's on Deezer. It's on Deezer. Check Deezer. I'm going on Deezer, right? I don't have Deezer, by the way, but there is a way you could check everything. Went to Playboi Carti's page. I Am Music is right there. Chat was not lying. Then people are saying go to YouTube Music. Chat was not lying. I go to Spotify and Apple Music. It's not there yet. Now, this makes sense in the music industry world because not all albums will hit on the same time on different platforms, right? Especially on Spotify. Spotify's whenever someone wants to drop right away like that, it won't hit immediately. It will hit like maybe 10-20 minutes late, but that's about it. But like I said, we had received I Am Music. I am geeking. No, I'm not geeking. There's a lot of emotions that was running through my veins as soon as I Am Music dropped, right? There was excitement, all that stuff, right? I was watching Kai Cenat react it, right? I didn't play it on my own, but by the time I was leaving for school, I started reacting to the rest. Now, the features on it. Future, Lil Uzi Vert, Skepta, Kendrick Lamar, Janaiko, Travis Scott, and Young Thug. Now, before the album had dropped, Carti was like, when this drop, and when you in school, walk out. I was not in school yet. By the time it had dropped, I was ready to leave to go to school. Dude, it's crazy. I think I still have a video of my reaction as to when Carti had dropped. He dropped I Am Music! Ah! I was posting everywhere on Instagram saying that Carti had dropped and all that stuff, right? Carti had dropped 30 songs. 30 songs with the album. Now, because of this, 30 songs is a lot for an album. Let's be honest. But it makes sense. It makes sense why he dropped 30 songs. Because we have been waiting 5 years for this album to drop. Now, here's where it gets a little bit messy. As I was reacting, for the first time, alright? Reacting it to the first time, you're gonna think it's mid. Well, you will. No, it's mid. But this is coming as to the first time, and I am saying this for the bad. Alright? Listening to the first time, it's not good. And then as soon as I saw that track list as well, seeing the actual album with its tracks and all that, there were songs missing from this album. Or at least I think they were missing. Now, it makes sense why Carti did not put 2024 music on this album, because it's 2025, so what's the point in having a song made in 2024 in a 2025 album? 2024 music was not on there. Backrooms was not on it, and I think there was like a couple more. Now there was disappointment when people found out that 24 songs was not on it. Even I was disappointed to the fact that 24 songs wasn't on there. And then Carti supposedly saying when the album was delayed and all that stuff, he was saying that he was getting samples cleared. Oh, we were supposed to get Justin Bieber. We were supposed to get Justin Bieber on the album, and it didn't come, bro. It did not come. It did not come with the album. But who cares? We got the album. We got the album. That's the most important about it. So we got the album and all that. So there were numerous songs, Carti singing by himself, right? And honestly, I love the production on the songs, every song, right? But when it comes to Carti actually like making something, I feel like he was in a rush. He was in a rush to make this album. That's not the right word. Because these were a whole bunch of new songs that we haven't heard of. Some of them were leaked. Most of them were not. Some of these songs were rushed, is what I'd have to say. Carti just spit a whole bunch of random lyrics. There is not a single bar I could rename. There's only a couple hits on this song. I mean, there's only a couple hits on this album, if I'm being honest, right? Now, like I said, I'm saying this for the first time listening, and I'll tell you what I thought the second time I listened to it once I get to the good. Songs were trash, only a couple hits. Rated it out of like a 5 or something, right? Even people like Sneeko, XQC agreed to the point where they said Playboi Carti's album wasn't as good. I wish there would be more added to it, and I wish there was like a better flow, you know? Sneeko, on the other hand, he's like saying, you know what, I'll just put a clip.
There's no hook, there's no flow, there's no originality, and all the features are repetitive, except for The Weeknd. I shouldn't listen to 30 songs, and besides Hood by Air and Evil Jordan, not heard any bars. Name one bar right now. We just heard this whole album. Name a bar. It's like, oh yeah, all these are made for TikTok edits. He is trying too hard to sound cool. It's the product of him or farming too much and thinking he's cooler and not being in tune with sound.
All the repetitive ad-libs and all that stuff. That's where Sneeko did not like the album and all that stuff. All right. So there's that. Kai Cenat enjoyed it. He said he rated it as an 8, right? But the second time listening to it, it went up by like a 9. And then you get Aiden Ross's reaction, right? You get Aiden Ross's reaction. Rap TV posts about it, saying Aiden Ross saying it's a good album. I'm not gonna lie. Now, mind you this, Aiden Ross got finessed out of $500,000 from Carti, and then when it came to the time Carti reacting to it, bro, he laughed. Carti laughed, and now I have a feeling like even so, Carti said he doesn't fuck with Aiden anymore. He doesn't fuck with him now. It's crazy. Even Kai Cenat was like shocked as well. So There you go. All right, we're gonna get to the good part. Second time listening to it, amazing. Like, there were a couple misses. I'll tell you that. There were a couple misses. But like I said, there was like a couple songs that I really enjoyed off this album. Pop Out, when it started, it didn't go as good. Oh, there's another thing I should have mentioned in the bad part. Pop Out and Evil Jordan were supposed to like go together. So after Pop Out, it was supposed to go to Evil Jordan, but again, when they were rushing to push this album out. So there you go. At the start, it hit hard, right? And then the more the album goes on, it started getting a little bit less like energetic, right? But even so, these kinds of songs are like the kinds of songs we were expecting from Carti. Now, we had Hood by Air, Evil Jordan, Pop Out, Crush, and we had that one song with The Weeknd, Rather Lie. Now, that song in particular might be the biggest. Now, that song in particular will probably hit at a all-time high, right? So, there you go. Not to mention, the first day Carti streamed this album, 138 million people were streaming it. That's an insane amount of people, bro. That is the biggest first day sale of all time. Compared to Tyler, the Creator's, The Weeknd's, and Bad Bunny's, this was the most listened to album the first day it dropped. We just got clapping up because people were waiting for so long for this album to drop. You know so many people were gonna listen to this because they have been waiting 5 years, Carti. They have been waiting 5 years, and now they got the album. They got what they wanted, and now they completed. Now, it is amazing. Carti album, one of the most revolutionary albums of all time, or as of now. Now here's the kicker. After Carti's album successfully dropped on all platforms, Carti immediately said, Baby Boy up next. You know what that means? We're getting another album. We waited 5 years for I Am Music, and you're telling me we're probably gonna have to wait 10 years for Baby Boy? By the time Carti drops a new album, I'll probably be in my 20s. Let's just hope that's not the case, all right? I don't want to come back to this channel as an old person listening to Carti's music. So, we're getting a new album, hopefully. Ye says they're dropping an album together. That is a complete lie. Yeah, there's no more Ye and Playboi Carti album anymore. At least I so think. Because Ye and Playboi Carti have now got beef together ever since how he was talking about having Northwest on his album. And now Ye is coming back to him saying something about Onyx and shit. So, yeah, unfortunately, now it's Ye versus Playboi Carti, just like how we had Drake versus Kendrick Lamar, Chicago versus Atlanta, we got Toronto versus Compton. So, yeah, we getting more beef this year. So yeah, just a quick update. Plus, this video was taken like a week ago, so unfortunately, it's been like there's so much stuff that has happened the week that I Am Music had dropped. So yeah, sorry I couldn't cover that. But yeah, here's the rest of the video. But overall, second listen, Carti's album was great. I had a couple more favorite songs. There are so many samples on this album. Now, I can't name them, but one of the samples is in my intro, so if you guys heard it, you probably recognize it from Cocaine Nose, Ashanti's song. I forgot what's it called, but whatever. So yeah, Carti's album, for me, I'm gonna give it an 8. 8.5 even. Now, there's a lot of people who have been hating on other people's opinions. It's crazy to me that after Carti's album, just opinions like, it hits people, right? You give one person your opinion, they'll just immediately criticize you for it and all that stuff. That's what happened to XQC, Sneeko, Aiden Ross. Opinions aren't a thing anymore. You say something, people will not respect it. This is like a democracy, right? So it's like voting for what party you want, you know? You're either on the good side, you're either on the bad side. You want this, you want that. You want people to say things you want them to say, but you don't want to hear it, you know? But Carti's performing tonight, Rolling Loud. He's most likely to play his new I Am Music album. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go listen to Carti's album if you haven't. And that's all I'm gonna say. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you when Baby Boy drops. Psych, I lied. This video ain't over yet, and I ain't showing my face because I'm currently naked and I have no clothes on, so deal with it. So after recording that video the day of Carti's Rolling Loud performance, he had the most insane Rolling Loud performance ever. Even though the crowd kind of looks dead and all, but looking at different perspectives of people, it was the most insane. Oh my god, he played long time at the end of his set. He was crying. He was crying. He had tears in his eyes. You saw the pictures. You seen it. Kai Cenat was going insane on stage. So was Dabo. Who else was there? Tyreek, the CEO of Rolling Loud. Like, you serious? And I think whatever his name, the Berry dude or something like that, he did a stage dive and I think he almost died, but he's all right. He got back up on the stage and didn't do it again. So yeah, and then Swamp Izzo, of course, was yelling on the mic. So that's about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.